is Octave Leap. Innovation, regeneration, and human optimization.
Welcome back to the Octave Leap podcast. This is our gathering of the crypto tribe, and this week's episode is sponsored by Beast Mode Industries. If you want to accelerate your wealth to 12 figures, no, I'm just kidding. Beast Mode is a joke. You can find it on this channel. It's a funny satire video I recently did that makes fun of sort of hype internet marketing. And we all have to have fun. I mean, it's pretty grim out there, especially in crypto. And so we got to have fun. We can take it and you know, keep laughing until you know, we materialize this new world that we're all building. So how's it going, guys? I've got Alex and I've got Nico on the show today.
Yeah, going great. Very fun times in the market.
Fun meaning that we're not losing money, at least. We're not making money either because nothing is happening.
Yeah, not a lot of movement. I have to say I had a really big love watching this video about the beast mode marketing.
Yeah,
it was hilarious. And so true as well. I mean, yeah.
Actually, Alex kind of inspired it, because what happens is Alex is 10 hours behind me. And so we send voice clips to each other and messages, you know, my day. And then I wake up and Alex has said all his stuff because it was his day. And he was replying to something. He's like, Dave, this thing you said is just a little bit like macho e-biz, dude. And it was like first thing in the morning. So I was still coming up from the dream state. And I just pictured this, like, you know, bodybuilder in like a fast car with like Monster Energy drinks. And he's just like yelling all the time. And then all of a sudden, like, that crazy part of my brain that like goes creative, but then comes up with these offbeat things. Basically, like I got this like vision of a skit. And I just want to say there's going to be more comedy coming on this channel. And I'm not just going to do like macho, like beast mode stuff. I'm also planning to take the piss out of spiritual marketing. I think that really needs to be exposed in the world, because it's done like Lotus Creek. Did you feel those energy codes? The price just went up. Oh, you didn't feel it. Of course you didn't feel it, because you're not enlightened like I am. Just open your heart and open your mind to my subliminal programming so that I can force you into paying more than you expected to.
Yeah, that one is good as well.
Yeah, no, it's coming. It's brewing though, you know, and you can't rush that kind of spontaneity. When it's ready to show, I'm sure it will spring upon me, and yeah, and something new and grotesque will be born from that. But anyway, we're here to chat crypto today. And I'm going to start off with something that's extremely boring. So I've got an extremely boring warning, and the extremely boring warning is going to be on the Bitcoin chart. So if you haven't been looking at crypto, you have not missed anything recently, because I do not remember a more boring time in crypto history than what we've experienced kind of since June. I mean, since when does Bitcoin trade within like a $6,000 range? Like this is like insane. It's like, you know, literally, I want to go to Satoshi and you get my money back almost, because it's it's not what I expected. I wanted volatility, I want excitement, and it's just not happening. So we can see even more recently in the last few weeks, there's been a couple outliers, but it's literally trading within like a 5% little window here. So I think personally, that's setting us up for a big move. We have the US elections coming up on November 8th. We have another Fed meeting coming up on November 3rd. But I think the Fed meeting is going to not try to ruffle the feathers, because they know there's an election coming up. And, well, they don't want to piss off the person currently in power in the U.S. because, you know, I mean, the financial system still does revolve around the U.S. and then the EU, of course. But after November 8th, I think that's the time we can expect some volatility. And, you know, my sentiment is still a little bit on the bearish side. What do you think, Nico?
Yeah, I think the same. Actually, at the moment, I'm looking at the Forex market and I'm like, wow, that's more exciting. So, I mean, lately we've seen some crazy moves with the sterling going down and dollar going up and euro going, you know, now all the currencies are almost at $1 or roughly. And then I look at the Bitcoin chart and I'm like, did I miss something, or am I on the Bitcoin? I'm on cryptocurrency there. Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Wow. Cryptocurrency is like a retirement savings fund.
So yeah, Forex is more exciting at the moment, which is a first, but why not?
Yeah, I mean,
but the good thing is,
what's happening in the currency markets. I mean, that is an early indicator that we're going to be seeing some big changes happening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is that technical analysis applies to any market. So you can be trading stocks, Forex, crypto. You apply pretty much the same rules, and it works.
It applies to life too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
it's
been trying to break out, but I'm just staying in this accumulation phase. And I can see that life is going to bring a decision point, and I can draw a line, a downsloping line that I'm going to have to either cross that line and excel and find my greatness, or break down and wallow in ice cream and Netflix binges.
Oh no, not that.
Please. No, I'm not talking personally, but I'm just saying that's
But yeah, I mean that's how it is at the moment, and there are opportunities, and it's just keeping an eye out and looking and not being too focused on one thing, and sort of widen your range of opportunities. Yeah.
I did want to take a look at this though. So you guys can see this, right? Fidelity Digital Assets will begin offering ETH to institutions later this month. Now, who's Fidelity? Fidelity is I believe the largest retirement sort of wealth management fund in the US. They manage $1 trillion worth of assets, and they're going to start to include ETH. So the interesting thing we saw in July was that BlackRock started to offer crypto to anyone using its Aladdin system. So this is, again, big money, institutional money. Now, these guys are not dumb. These guys, all they do is the only language they know is money. They create these sophisticated algorithms and AI bots to trade for them, and they're not going to lose money. That's their goal, right? So whatever they're doing is an indication that whatever we're told and hear out there about crypto dying is probably just a smoke and mirrors show, because there's something else going on beneath the scenes. And so long term, my thesis is that these guys just want to buy it cheaper. They want to see themselves. They know crypto's the future. They know it's going to be embedded into central bank digital currencies, and that crypto will probably exist as its own rebel ecosystem for those not embedded in central bank digital currencies in the future. And they want a piece of the pie. I mean, in 4 or 5 years, we're not even going to remember. I don't think we're going to even remember the currencies we use now, because it will all be digital dollars and digital euros and digital yen and cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin.
Which, by the way, digital dollars and digital yen, they are not cryptocurrencies.
No, they're not. Not at all.
Yeah.
Because the real essence of it, if you go back to the Bitcoin white paper, of course, is, hey, we want to create a direct way of peer-to-peer cash that people can send to each other. We want to fix the supply so they can't be printed. And we want to make sure that no one can come in and take over the network. And what are central bank digital currencies? Government controls the network. Government can print more at any point in time. And those are the two big ones, really. And that,
that's the main one. Yeah.
Knowing the government's history and track record, they'll probably be hacked by a third party actor at some point in time. And the whole thing will start to go like this. Yeah.
It's like
exactly. In air quotation.
It's like the monopoly rule about the bank. Did you see that on the general on the Discord? That's exactly this.
Yep. Another thing too that's interesting is, we keep hearing a lot about Tether, and Tether basically, might not be backed by all the dollars it says it was, and there's a lot of speculation that Tether might go down. But USDC is interesting. So Kuhn's basically he's posted some stuff on our Discord, and you guys can see this here. This is behind the scenes of the Discord. Don't tell anyone I showed you this. But what am I looking for here? I was looking for USDC. Here it is. So the total market cap of USDC is backed by 80% of US bonds, so giving the company a nice passive income of 4%. Circle is on a roll and on its way to make USDC the most interoperable stablecoin. So that means in crypto land, USDC will be the most spread everywhere, the most ubiquitous. They're also planning to make a Euro C. Interesting. This seemed to be heavily involved with lobby work around the EU's MiCA bill, and the German Patrick Hansen, a specialist when it comes to crypto regulations in the EU, has recently teamed up with Circle. And of course, Circle is backed. If you really look into this, and this is a good video by Coin Bureau as well, but Circle is backed by some of the biggest institutions out there. And, they're what's his name? Jeremy Allard, I believe his name is, the head of Circle. He's constantly at the World Economic Forum. So I think what they're aiming to do is have Circle, which is USDC, be the sort of the front runner of central bank digital currency, and see how it goes with rolling that out and expanding it to the EU as well.
Yeah.
The other thing too to keep in mind is recently ETH went through a merge where it's transitioned from proof of work, which requires a lot of energy and isn't very environmentally friendly, into proof of stake, and that went well. Now that's another thing viewed positive in the eyes of big investment firms who are now thinking in terms of ESG, which of course is environmental, social, and governance. And this is a term that a lot of people might not be familiar with, but basically this is how the control system is built. It's built, it always shows up with painted very like we're here for everybody, diversity, blah, 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 blah. We're here to take care of you. Meanwhile, we'll own your soul. That's sort of the way it shows up. So what we're presented with and what's actually behind it are two different things. And so ESG is basically saying, well, it's the workplace health and safety. It's basically the hiring laws you see with regards to diversity. It's the environmental goals. So companies now are actually, prioritizing ESG over profits, which looks to be good on the surface. But if you dig in, you can see that now there's more control being issued through this. What do you guys think of ESG, by the way? Alex, are you familiar with that? You've got a business background.
Yeah, no, it's something I focused on in school because it's one of those things that at the depths of it, there's a good intention. It's adding strategy into your business where it's not extractive to the environment, you're not polluting the environment, that you're actually helping the communities that you work with. And then, like anything, it can get twisted, where it ends up being kind of a tactic to get good-hearted people going to go along with, strategies that increase control, that limit competition, these kind of things. Where, like you hear kind of murmurings about climate lockdowns, these kind of things. And it's using basically that rationale for it versus using the rationale to, limit what big oil companies are able to do, or the skies, these kind of things. Like it's taking this good-hearted seed and kind of distorting it is how I see it.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking something really nice, maybe a giant baguette or something that's delicious and nice to eat, and then beating somebody over the head with it.
And it's tough to say that you're against it too, right? It's like, you're the earth, and you're against helping society. Like, it's easy
we
buy.
need to sense with this person. This person can't exist in our society.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. That's what I mean. Yeah, the intention you can't argue with. It's the application of something like ESG, right? Even central bank digital currencies. I mean, Charles Eisenstein wrote a really good essay that I presented on the show. And he says, in the eyes of politicians, they're like, well, this is great. We can fight terrorism. We can fight money laundering. We can, make sure that, criminals don't have access to money, and we'll know where all the money goes. It's better accounting. And, from their perspective, and the thing that will be pitched around, parliament buildings all over the world, the lawmakers will be like, oh yeah, this is a great innovation. And then at the same time, well, I don't like what that person says. Turn their money off.
Yeah. Too much control on one side, actually. That's the problem.
No. And that's the beautiful thing about crypto. I mean, it's, people keep calling for more regulation because there's, rug pulls and manipulation in the markets, and sometimes certain exchanges start moving the currencies to their advantage and that type of thing. And yes, that's what we're dealing with. And at the same time, the Wild West is kind of works in a way. It works because, you know, if you're smart and you're knowledgeable and you're educated on these things, is you can navigate very freely. However, if you have bad intentions, if you're, you know, you can manipulate people easily, then it doesn't work out for others. But the way I see it is top-down regulation rarely ends up in a favorable position for the little guy.
No. You know, there was a lot of that in DeFi lately, where they actually managed to have a lot of people asking for regulation. But I mean, the best way to do this is just to educate yourself and to do your research and to and just to know exactly, or as much as you can, what you are doing when you invest in any project in cryptocurrencies. And that's why we are here for as well. That's why we're here to help with. I spend an awful lot of time researching different project coins, how it works, what's behind, who is behind, it saved me some. Yeah, it saved me some money on the long run. I did lose some money on. I did lose some money on some rug pools a couple of times, but you know, it happens. But the more educated you are, the more research you do.
Yeah, I remember last year around Christmas, there was these Treasury DAOs, and literally there's a battle between, like, I think it was Ice DAO and Midas DAO. The interest rate they were paying was 45 digits long. I didn't know what number that was. You know, I can count up to like quadrillion, maybe like, you know, sextillion. Okay, that, you know, 6 sets of 3 zeros, 18 digits. But when you get to 45 digits, like, what is that anymore? All I know is I put in a small amount of money, and, you know, 5 days later, it was 5 times where I started, so I got it out very quickly. And, you know, I didn't play around with that stuff too much, because those coins went down by 99.9% fairly quickly after that. Yeah.
There's been a lot of that in March. I remember this year, February, March as well. A lot of that. So don't invest in those.
The same people get burned by it, and then they do it again.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I almost did. I almost did. I didn't do it in the end, but it's tempting. I mean, you know, it's tempting. When you look at those and you're like, the thing is, if you don't know where the yield is coming from, you are the yield.
You are indeed. You know, because every bit of that coin you hold is basically being duplicated at a rate you can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
It's funny. We're so bored now after like the hyperinflationary DAOs that you can go into, just like infinite options, and then a crashing market, and then it goes sideways for a little bit. We all lose interest. Like, oh, come on, do something.
Come on, somebody show up with a 65 digit of interest.
Breaking news: Bitcoin just touched 19,600.
Oh, breaking news!
Trading View alert. We are the top of the mini
let's
channel.
Take a look at this. How close are we to breaking free? Look at that! You guys see, we're almost out of the boredom channel, the mini boredom channel. We have a larger boredom channel here too.
Yeah, I set up a Trading View alert for that, so you know, just beeped.
When can I pay attention again? It was what the alert basically going to say.
Oh my God! Sorry,
Alex.
Sorry about that.
What do you do? No, it's great. I mean, it's completely relevant. Let's just watch this thing. Maybe they'll put it on the 1 minute chart to see if it like really looks exciting. Let's go down here. Oh, look at that. 1 minute chart. Okay. You guys are going to see some fast action happening as we're speaking.
That's an uptrend, definitely.
At least for a short attention span, it's an uptrend. Alex, what do you think is relevant psychologically for people when they're dealing with these periods of boredom? And, you know, obviously we're anticipating at some point will be a big move, but How do you deal with that psychologically? How do you deal with, even in life too, let's like expand it out. Like, how do you deal when life is just humming along and despite your best efforts, it's just sort of moving flat? What do we do?
I mean, one thing I'd say is what you just pointed out is short attention spans. Of try and realize if you do have that short attention span, like life isn't supposed to be this constant thrill ride necessarily. That's usually dangerous because you have these high peaks and really low valleys. So kind of embracing it to a degree, I'd say, and using it as time to shore up on what's your strategy, what's your plan, what's your thesis, and kind of not just sit back and walk away from it, but remain engaged. Of know that it can go up, it can go down, and kind of have a plan for either way. But don't sit there and just go, oh, it's boring now, so I'm out. Because my guess is when it's down, we're at least engaged. There's still some dopamine firing off. There's still an engagement psychologically. There's an interest level, even if it can be fear or holding on for dear life. You're still engaged. Where these sideways periods are they're tiring. Honestly, they're kind of, it's a different form of manipulation. It's like this deep boredom and sucking the interest out, the attention out. And then when that happens, what we typically see is movement up or down. Obviously that's super vague in terms of up or down, but that's really where we're at right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the bigger macro picture suggests down, but they could come out and say we're going to print money again because the economy's going to shit, and we don't care about inflation because we know we need to basically stimulate something here. So they could do that, and that would send Bitcoin potentially higher. So that, you don't know. You don't want to just say, oh, it's going to go down for sure. But you're right, is that you sort of say, okay, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to have a plan for either direction and then take a decision. So if it's a 60% down, 40% up, say, maybe I'm going to say, okay, it's going to go down. Maybe I wait to get in. I wouldn't necessarily take a short position on a big move because short positions can blow back in your face much worse than a long. You can always shore up a long position, but shoring up a short position is like trying to build on quicksand, honestly. The other thing that's interesting psychologically is if you go on YouTube, there's a lot of videos out there that will say, make $50 a day trading Bitcoin, trading crypto, make $100 a day trading crypto, how I made $300 a day trading crypto. And, when you start to think like that, you're like, oh, it's a job. Okay, cool. It's like, I go to work every day and make $100 a day. Well, now I can, just basically sit at home for an hour and do almost nothing and play video games or, I don't know, watch DVDs.
the 15 DVDs.
So there's a lot more than 50, trust me. But you can do whatever you want. Spend 20 minutes in front of the computer and make $100 a day. And a lot of people are like, that's the dream. There's my passive income plan. I'm set for life. This YouTube video is going to tell me how to do it. Well, guess what? It doesn't work out like that. Because when you're in these periods of boredom and you're trying to make $100 a day, I got wrecked. I got wrecked trying to do that. It worked for a month, and that was the worst thing possible because I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm making easy money every day. And then a big move in the wrong direction came, and then I lost all of that money that I made. So I stopped thinking like that, and I said, okay, well, maybe I'll make 40% in a year off of trading, or 50% in a year. That works out better because I'm like, there's boring periods, and then there's exciting periods. And averaged over a longer time span, I know when to trade and when to sit on my hands and do other things and not even worry about crypto.
Yeah.
It also helps you to move away from it because then you become more detached with it. And that's the thing. You want to be 100% unemotional when it comes to investing with anything, really.
Yeah. What I can see as well is trading. If you are trading and you say, oh, I make 100 a day, 200 a day, 300 a day, if you really think about it, you need to have a fairly decent trading account to do that. Okay. And you need to be using crazy leverage.
A lot of leverage.
Yeah, crazy leverage. And then in that case, maybe it's going to work one day, maybe 2 days in a row, but the third day you're going to lose all your account with big leverage.
I think you could make more money typing in random words into MetaMask, hoping that you just, basically find some seed phrase.
MetaMask roulette.
trying
Pretty
to
much.
find the key, the
Yeah.
seed phrase. Yeah. So I mean, you can make a lot of money trading, that's for sure, but it doesn't happen overnight. Anybody who's telling you, "Oh, I've got the magic strategy that works and it's got a 85% win rate," no, doesn't exist.
You
I've
have to
never.
understand a lot of people in
Yeah.
crypto make their money off of referral links. When you
Yes.
understand that concept, when you understand that people make 7 figures because they know how to use YouTube and they know how to bring a lot of people on with referral links, you start to understand, oh, I see. They're just playing the YouTube algorithm to put out videos that sound good, but actually get me wrecked.
Yeah, and that's why my approach is more talking about all the mistakes I made, because I pretty much made all of them over the last 10 years or so. So, and I still make some. I'm totally honest about that. I still make some mistakes. I still, and it's all about psychology. The psychology in trading is the most important part. Actually, the technical analysis is not that complicated, but the psychology, the mindset, is the most important. It's the hardest to
That's
manage.
why Alex is always smiling, because he's got the
Yes.
psychology master.
And I don't listen
That's-
to influencers. I'm not getting sucked into this is the best time. Go leverage 10x.
Are you kidding me? The people who go,
Well, if you leverage 10x when there is a little move of 5%, boom,
I'm
you
gonna
take 50.
find this. You guys keep talking. I gotta find the influencer faces.
And you can learn through my Bybit account.
Yeah,
My
here's my
Bybit
link.
account, yeah.
Here is my affiliate link. Open your account, open your Bybit account, and you can have up to $4,400. Yeah, if you put 200,000 in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
Important to come back to yourself of like what's your plan, and realize that everyone talking to you, like there's a reason. So if you're watching a video and they have a referral link, that's their incentive. Their incentive is not to make you money. Their incentive is to make themselves money through the referral link. Like be very cognizant of that. Like use that as a filter as you watch content.
1 sec here. I found it. Okay, here we go. You guys are ready for this?
Oh.
This. Yeah. Does this look like unemotional? Does this look like emotional detachment?
Oh.
Especially this guy down here. Second one from the bottom on the left. I mean, it looks like he sat on something uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness.
It's really become a battle of like who can make the craziest face.
Yeah, I think the what's his name? The Moon Carl something. There.
Carl the Moon. Yes, the Moon.
Oh,
like literally
my God.
insufferable. I mean, the guy was on Twitter last year and he's like, I just bought myself a Bugatti in Dubai.
With my Ethereum.
With my Ethereum. Yeah, it's just like, come on. I mean, do you need to gloat? I mean, 99% of your followers probably lost all their money, and now you're saying, and then these people who lost their money clapping this guy on. I mean, we can't support that. The future is not about people buying Bugattis and Lambos and this kind of crap. The future is about people being able to do what they want, but in a way that supports the whole system. We have a thing at Octave Leap where we say win, win, win. Whatever we do is good for us. It's good for the others that are directly involved, and it's good for the world. That's the way we try to do business. And so one way we do that is we have these crypto chats. It's good for us because people get more exposure to what we're doing. And sometimes, there's opportunities that they can go in deeper and support us, as we always are very transparent about the things that we're offering. You guys get a lot out of this discussion. And then, people on YouTube, people out there in the world get to hear about things that are helpful, things that are more mature, and things that clarify this completely unregulated Wild West world of cryptocurrency.
The other image is it's a race to the bottom. You see it. You can just see the first one was probably this guy with a slightly scared face, and the mouth slowly gets more and more intense. And everyone has to compete with each other to create this like more fearful, more intense photo. And then the content has to get more in your face and jack up the fear levels. And it's just this race to the bottom that I have no interest in taking part in.
How do they call that? The clickbait title on the video, like I've lost 200,000 million. Well, yeah,
I think that would do well, because that would really speak to people's reality. Okay, somebody had it worse than me. Actually, there was one where, Rand Nooner, he got on the Wolf of Wall Street show, and the title was basically, how I lost 9 figures in crypto.
Well, yeah,
A 9-figure loss. Whoa.
makes you
So that's
feel
over
good,
$100
doesn't
million.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's all if you got billions, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all about percentage.
All relative.
Yeah. I mean, if you're a 12-figure boss god, I mean, that's just like a 12-figure eBiz bod god. It's like pocket change, right?
Yeah, so pocket money.
So
Well,
we're referencing the beast mode video. Yeah. You know what, dude? Let's just watch it. Let's just watch it. I think it'll be good. Good fun for everyone here. So if you haven't seen beast mode, we're going to take a moment. We're going to have a good laugh. The Octave Leap channel here. So let's get ready for some good times.
I loved it.
Okay, here we are.
And again, he made me read through my website, and then I was looking through my time. I was like, oh, that's a bit too beast mode, so I'm going to modify that.
Put a mirror up.
Do we got sound happening?
Not really.
Yeah, not loud enough.
Okay, one sec.
You want it very loud.
Can't hear anything.
Can't hear it.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. Another time we'll put the link in the description below, but it does need some watching, and it needs the volume to be loud for you, because I mean, that's just the way it is. It's loud in your face, and it is another side of me that, creatively, it doesn't come out so much on this show. So I'm trying to be moderate and speak about being unemotional and trying to basically talk about crypto wisdom, and wisdom in life. But there is this devilishly funny side. I think we all have that, and it has to come out of the bag sometimes, right?
Yeah, there's wisdom in the playfulness and silliness. Right?
Absolutely.
Not taking life too seriously.
My former mentor had a great quote, and he said, laughter is the medicine. Laughter is the sugar that makes the medicine go down so well. Meaning that when you're laughing, you're present. If you're watching something funny, you're fully there. You're fully embodied. You're fully engaged with it. So if whoever wants to put something positive or negative in there, they could, and the people watching it would be much more conducive to absorbing that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but I don't know. It does something. You just remember it. I was just watching this video and I laughed, and then I laughed again, and then I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I'm going to check my website, because there must be something wrong in there as well. So I went through all my website and changed the text when I was like, nah, that's a bit too much, or that's so it works. I mean, even it does work. It's great.
I kept saying to Dave, it's not just that we've all seen that marketing, but we all know Todd. We all know the middle manager. Like, there's these little comments in it that just sink in, like images of past jobs flash through, and everyone kind of shudders. Oh.
Everyone has a Todd in their life, right? Yeah. That's funny too. I said it to a few people, and there was one of 2 responses that I got back. One was, what do I do with all the DVDs? And the other one was, fucking Todd.
Oh, it's a shame we can't watch it now.
I know. It's a real shame that I have to figure out how to do videos better on this, because then we can basically have like a movie watch-a-thon together with stuff, and I can just make the live stream go watching the things and commenting humorously on them, which I think would be good entertainment in itself.
It's created a situation where if I see all caps now, I only hear it in Dave's beast mode voice.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest.
I don't know yet either. Yeah. It makes me laugh. That's what I know. Yeah.
That's a good thing then.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
On a more serious note, though, Alex and I actually compiled a research study recently. Anybody involved in business, or if you want to basically make money outside of cryptocurrency, should check this out. There's a link in the description below. But we want to help people adapt to where business is going. So we did a study, and we found out good news is it's not going in the direction of beast mode. People are sick of that. and they actually want more connection, compassion, community. They don't need perfection. They don't need over-the-top results. So if you want to get a copy of this research report, it's 14 pages long, and it's packed full of useful information. You can get it with the link in the description below, and it will take you here. You just put in your email. You'll get on to a newsletter. If you're already subscribed to a newsletter of mine, then it's totally, you just get this thing, and it's no difference. If you haven't, you're going to get love and wisdom coming at you at a respectable rate, not crammed in your face every single day, as some email people do.
Is there a discount at some point?
A discount? But wait, that's not all. I don't know how you discount free. And the other thing, of course, we have is we do have a you can join our Discord for free, where we do actually post a lot of stuff about crypto. There's a good chat going on there. Myself, Alex, Nico, Kuhn, and Micah and Vanessa are all part of this. And there's a paid version where you can get access to the work we do and the trades that we take and the deeper insights. And then there's a free version where you can just come for the community. You can learn a few things. You can get some updates. It's really just a good place to hang out, especially if you want to be involved with crypto but don't really know how. The other thing I have to share too, and I did forget to put the link in the description below, but I'll update it after, is Nico and I are filming a trading series here on YouTube that's completely free. So if people want to learn how to trade and have that knowledge, which is good not just for crypto, but also good for Forex, good for stocks, basically, you know, getting your adult pants on when it comes to investing in your own way, watch this. And we're going to be putting out more videos. In fact, video number 3 is coming out tomorrow, and then we're going to have a video 4 that we film probably later this week. So we're releasing these at about a pace of 1 per week, but it's a great guide if people want to learn from Nico's experience and my experience of 10 years of bad decision making that turned into good decision making finally, and still has a little. I'm kidding, but you know, if you want to learn,
it's true. It's totally true.
We learn from doing the wrong things, and now you know, you can save yourself having to go through that process, which is expensive and demotivating, and just do things in a more wise, prudent way. And of course, Alex on the Discord server, he always shares beautifully written articles about getting our inner state of being and our psychology, which, you know, I guess they call it mindset in sort of the rational way, but it is more than that, right, Alex? It's not just the way that we think about things.
I'm trying to shift it to state of being, because mindset feels like you're just stuck in the head, which is often where we make mistakes. It's where we're disconnected from our body. We're kind of, so shifting from psychology and mindset over to state of being, if it's this holistic thing.
It's kind of like, you know, Mind Valley, focusing on, you know, all these like brain hacks and like optimizing your meditation and, you know, getting more out of your abundance. It's just like, it's just the mind.
Yeah.
You know, and really we're looking for something more than that, right? I think all of us are. We realize too that a lot of the imbalances in the world or in our lives actually reside in the body. As well, I spoke with your partner, your wife last week, Nico, Harriet, on the show. We chatted. We had a great chat about that, actually.
Yeah.
And she even related actually in business.
Yeah. I'm actually looking into integrating systemic constellation and trading. So that's something I'm working on at the moment, to help a lot with your relationship with money, and work with systemic constellation and trading. So I'm working on that. It's going to take a little while, but that's something to look for. It's going to be very,
if you ever
very
manage to
interesting.
fix the systematic imbalances with Cardano, let me know. If you're not into crypto, you wouldn't have got that. But if you are,
but you know, you can work as well with teams of cryptocurrencies, the team behind, and set up constellation with them. That would be very, very interesting.
That would be interesting. You know, I think if you pitch it to them and saying that, you know, your coin will moon if you get your inner alignment right. Like, we don't know what you're talking about because we're very left brain, but we do want it to moon. So yeah, just give me some of that shaman crap.
Let's do this.
It's making me think we need a parody for the crypto trading people.
That's the third line of business that's coming out. Yeah.
So
we got beast mode, we got Lotus Creek, and then the thing about crypto is like all the good meme names have been taken. So it's going to be really hard. Like you've already got like Moon Lambos out there, right? Like that's already a name.
We're gonna brainstorm on that.
It's already so over the top that it's hard to parody.
Exactly.
Or do a sort of mix of all those people, influencers, and just put all the names in a long chain all together. Moon, crypto, BitBoy, Moon,
BitBoy,
something stuff.
Heart.
And yeah.
Just so they know you're coming from a good place.
Exactly. Really, we mean Richard Hart, though.
Oh yes, yeah. Let's add Richard Hart in his last outfit or something like that would be good.
Exactly. But I mean, really, I think the people that follow our channel, it's from what I heard from people is they have beautiful dreams. Is like I don't want to be caught in my job anymore. I want to actually build a retreat center, or I want to go sailing around the world, or I want to have a space for artists. These things that like just are incredible. And that's what we need to see more of. It's just like the old world is about, the ones that are willing to kind of push everyone else aside and say me first, that sort of get rewarded, but that's not where we're heading. And, we're seeing that more and more. I see that because I'm in business and I see internet marketing. They're trying harder than ever now with the same old tactics. It's like if something doesn't work, we're just going to try it more. And then we'll force it to work, even if it's not where things are going.
Yeah. Make it worse.
Exactly.
But yeah.
It's like a bad gambler just doubling down over and over again.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
And we're kind of watching this. It's sort of like the same things with governments. It's like the last 5 things they tried to ram through just pissed people off. And so they're like, well, instead of listening to people, we're going to censor them and we're going to double down on our arrogance. And so,
yes,
yeah, you can see that the writing is on the wall. And I don't know if it happens in a few months or if it happens in a couple of years, but that old system is crumbling, and the rate at which this is crumbling seems to be accelerating.
Yeah. And when they make their mistakes, then they change the narrative, they change the definition of words. So it's like,
exactly.
It's like, well, it's not us, inflation. Yeah. It's the price going up. No, I'm sorry, it's not that. It's it's your currency, the value of currency going down because you are printing more. That's inflation. It's not the price going up. The price doesn't move.
Or they try and convince you that it's just companies raising their prices to be greedy. It has nothing to do with money.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Damn small businesses.
Yeah. Basic economics says it's just greed.
Yeah.
So
or better yet, I mean, what do you mean a recession is 2 quarters of negative growth? That's never been that way. We just changed the Wikipedia page 2 weeks ago. That actually happened. Yeah, literally, Wikipedia changed the definition in alignment with the Biden administration.
For recession?
For recession.
Scary.
Right.
What did they change it to? I need to look at that.
Some vague fluffiness.
Yeah.
I feel like the world is this presentation of vague fluffiness with like a really aggressive iron fist behind it.
I like this image. That's gonna stick in my mind as well.
Yeah.
Then behind the iron fist is a paper tiger. There's nothing there.
Yeah, behind that is nothing there. And then behind that is this beautiful world of like sun shining and holy shit. Okay, that's the real reality. It was all one big cosmic joke to begin with. Yeah. Well, guys, anything else you want to chat about or say?
One thing, just with the sideways market, it's avoid analysis paralysis of just this thing of trying to go so deep and figure it out. It's kind of getting in your head, but it's just being determined that you'll figure out exactly where it's going to head, and get comfortable with the unknown. Of have your strategy for if it's if it continues upwards, if it goes downwards, or if you have a long-term strategy, just zoom out, enjoy your laddering in, your dollar cost averaging, and just try and avoid getting too into the weeds with it, I think, during these times.
And if you're just getting into crypto, welcome. You've come in at the perfect time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything is on bargain bargain, madness sale.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, when you look at last year when everything was just going up, I mean, you couldn't, you would chuck money at it and you would make some if you were good enough to take your profit at some point, obviously. And everybody was talking about crypto. Everybody wanted to be in crypto, and it was. And now, when actually it's the time to really look into it and to really start thinking about either DCAing, so starting to buy in and to get in, everybody is like, I forgot about crypto. Now I'm gonna, go back to what I was doing before, to my
That's the way
9-to-5 job, or I'm gonna apply to another job, or I'm gonna do this, so I will forget about it. When actually it's now that you need to be really focused and really looking into finding where you want to enter, because it's going to happen. It's happening at the moment. It's happening right now.
I don't know anybody who is able to retire that started in crypto in 2020 or, around then, 2021. But the people I know that retired from crypto started in 2017. They went through the down cycle. They stayed in it, and they went through that one full cycle of up and then down again.
Yeah.
And then now they know what that is, and they know how to respond when the next one comes. So that's what we're doing now. We're in a down cycle, and people who got in last year, even if you got your fingers burned, you didn't lose all your money unless you were leverage trading or you invested in rug pulls only. So there's still some money in. And if you pay attention now and you listen to the things now and you keep up with things, you're setting yourself up for the future. And that's not sexy. It's not glamorous. It's the same thing. Alex and I are running a business workshop, which you guys definitely need to check out as well, which is on Saturday. And it covers the foundations of business, which isn't glamorous. It's not like use this funnel and get new clients tomorrow, or like this one sales technique to change your life. None of that shit matters. It's noise. And yet that's the thing that we all go for. We're all looking for a silver bullet. But the truth of the matter is, it doesn't cost you any money to get the real foundations and the real fundamentals done, but they're not that appealing because it's a long-term thing, but it's the only way to do it. And same thing with crypto. It's like you might get rich, but it's like you might get rich off the lottery too. You might get rich, betting on roulette, black or red, but you might lose everything as well. And that for me, the losses outweigh the gains. So if you have a long-term strategy, then your chances of success are enormously higher. And, you're setting yourself up for the future. The problem is, and the reason why rich people are rich and not rich people don't really make it, is because the system forces us to only worry about 1 month at a time. So we can't actually think long-term, because we're like, well, I need to make money now. I need to pay the bills. I need to do stuff. And so being in that situation is hard. If we want to overcome that, we have to put away money, or we have to find out some sort of a side gig or something like that in order to earn a little bit extra. Whereas rich people can say, well, actually, I can sit back and I can conceptualize and build something over the course of a number of years, because, in 5 years, this will be incredible.
Yeah. This is
totally get richer. Yeah.
But that's another thing as well with trading, where you have to be careful is not start trading with a wrong relationship with money. Which means don't start trading if you really depend on trading to live, Don't start in this mindset because it's not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not going to work. You don't want to be, you want to have a clear relationship with money to start with. And if you start trading in a sort of lack of money thing, and you think that it's going to solve all your financial problems, it's not going to do. So you need to work on that first. That's the main thing. So when you start trading, you want to start small and just see how it goes, but you don't want to be depending on it. You can depend on it later on when you are good at it. You've got the experience, and yes, it can turn into your main gig, your main income. But don't start thinking next month I'm going to be a trader full time,
or making $100 a day.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of people in the Discord doing this, of taking the time to learn trading when it's kind of sideways. It's a bit more predictable in a sense of it's not kind of these drastic waves. And then using it to kind of monitor the nervous system of how do I feel when I'm putting in a trade? How do I feel when a stop loss is hit? Or if I don't have a stop loss, if it kind of goes beyond what I expected. But kind of using this time to like build the foundations, like what we're talking about in business, of build it in terms of skills for trading, and build it in terms of capacity for your nervous system, for monitoring emotions, for your psychology. See how your mind will start tricking you, trying to tell you it's going to the moon right after you see a green candle. But use this time wisely for that.
Yeah,
and that's something you said that's very important as well, Alex. Is when you it's try to monitor how you feel when you actually click on buy or sell when you enter your position. If it's for long, where you buy or sell for a short. Because I remember when I started, I had a sort of, my heartbeat was starting to raise, and I was like, and I click, and I'm like, now that's not good. Okay, you shouldn't.
No.
You should enter a trade totally relaxed. Okay.
I mean, if you get that sequence of endorphins, like, have you seen the movie Requiem for a Dream? There's a very sort of famous thing they do where it's like they're using drugs, but the minute they go to inject it, it's like you see this rush of like blood vessels dilating and the pupils dilating. It's very fast, like imagery, but it's the adrenaline hit that they're trying to depict, and that's exactly what happens when you can push that button. And you're like, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm a naughty little, boy or girl doing this right now, getting the cookies out of the cookie jar. That's
if you have that feeling, don't push that button. Okay.
Similarly, if you're pushing the button thinking like, oh, this is my retirement, I'd also flag that. It's not too high, not too low. Be very careful of those two extremes.
Yes. Well, guys, this has been a pleasure. It's always great to chat. Just letting everybody know that we've got 2 more podcast episodes happening. One next week that is going to be amazing. I don't have a name for it yet, but I wrote about it in the email, just teasing it out. But it's about, if you don't want to start a business and you don't want to work with crypto, there's another way you can earn money. We're going to be chatting with somebody who's a very high frequency, who's doing this at a very high frequency setting, and she lives in Bali, and she helps other people with this. So she's going to be coming on the show. And the week after that, we're going to have Elira on again, who many of you know. We're going to be talking about easeful aligned business once again. And then Vanessa and I are moving to Bali, so we're going to take a little bit of a break from doing these. But I just wanted to give everyone an update, and we will see each other soon. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is Octave Leap. Innovation, regeneration, and human optimization.